Welcome back to Krav Maga Experts YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to go over numerous situations where women often encounter unwanted touch, hugs, wrist grabs, someone is getting too close, learning how to manage that space, how to manage that grip, trying to de-escalate, or if you must, escalate. This is an important video for every woman to watch. Think about that class as more mindset and more principle-based movement rather than memorizing the techniques, because if you memorize techniques, you're not learning self-defense. You're just memorizing a script that probably not going to happen in reality, because whatever you're prepared for, not going to happen. Anything you're not prepared for, more likely. So let's start with the wrist grab. So this is not yet aggressive. It doesn't have to feel friendly, but a friendly intent. So the rule of thumb is actually go for the thumb. Always apply pressure on the thumb. There are multiple ways of releasing it. I always like the fastest way, moving your elbow towards the thumb. Again, one, creating the space from here, one. If it's high, the same idea, elbow over. No matter how the grip is, I'm applying pressure on the thumb. The fastest way, it doesn't require strength, but even if they are strong, this will still work. Elbow comes over, down. From the below, elbow comes over, they release it. Okay, so it's a matter of speed. Going back after I release, create that space. Remember that if that becomes a difficult movement to release, this is no longer the technique. So you escalate. I tried, didn't work. Okay, it means that they are violent. That's violence. How do you respond to violence? With violence. Bam, bam. Okay, with surprise. Because if I'm preparing now, I'm going to punch you. Guess what's going to happen? I'm not going to punch. She's going to punch me. You want to shoot? Shoot. Kick. Two main targets: face or groin. Anything in between, not interesting for you right now. A release, create a space, count 1, 2, 3 before you come back to your partner. Remember, this is a friendly release because you don't want to fight yet, or you don't have to fight yet. You don't want to respond in an unproportional way. All right, so if this is just a release, if just a grab, someone is interested in your attention, but you're not interested in that, release it. Many people, when they feel the other body's grabbing them, they freeze. Sometimes the interpretation of the person grabbing is that's consent. She didn't do anything about it. He doesn't even know. He doesn't even understand. So you need to make sure that with your words, with your body, you're explaining that. I'm not saying, no, thank you. No, I'm not thanking someone for holding me. Like, excuse me, you're touching me. You're touching me. Okay. Your body and your voice have to agree with one another. Hands before the body. Once the elbow goes back to the side of the rib cage, I no longer can protect my face. Not only that I cannot protect my face, I cannot protect my space. And that's really what I'm trying to protect. Protect this. I don't want anyone here. We're not in a fight. We're in a self-defense scenario. We're trying to keep someone away from you, not trying to engage. But when you do this, I'm not getting back off. I say, oh, she's afraid of me. That's a good thing for me. So your job is like, stand back, not I'm afraid of you. You can be afraid, but you don't show it. Guys, again, reminder, don't stop breathing. Don't try to overpower your partner. Your partner is pushing you, pull them. Let their momentum play against them. So look what I'm doing. I'm pulling the elbow. If she's pulling me, I push. I go with it. But I make sure that my stance is wide enough, because if you're doing this, if you don't feel you deserve the space, you're going to fall. You need a wide base. So this drill is just a warm-up drill to show you that strength is not how you solve things. Okay, so pulling and pushing, trying to manipulate your partner and saying, okay, maybe my partner pushed me. Great. We didn't lose. We just learned. Now I'm just attacking big movements, so my job is to put my partner at ease, not to stress my partner out. But now we're aiming wrist to wrist, moving the attack away from us. 1, 2, always protecting your personal space so as a bubble, right? So you are meeting me on the outside of this bubble. Okay, notice that that 90-degree angle is not compromised when you're going low. Okay, Viviana is not extending the arm because that will come here. Maintaining the 90 degrees, leaning forward or that, or if she's too close, leaning back. One way or another, we want to create that space. Right now, I attack one by one. Eyes go to the center. Always look to the center of the chest. 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't have to work with a pattern, but make sure that the timing is predictable. With your partner at ease, you're letting their brain connect, saying, okay, this is bad, and I know what to do with that. Slowly, we're going to work a lot faster, and then still, she'll be able to react. But that takes time. And if you have the ability to respond with your body in like kind of non-aggressive way and use your voice and it's like back off, it's always preferred. Then find yourself in a situation, elevator here, with a stranger. What do you do then? And the right thing to do is to press on the next floor and leave. But what happens to people when they feel unsafe? They freeze and then they cannot do it. Holding tight. So from here, step and punch and punch and punch and punch as many as time as needed. So from here, again, I do not believe it's the right thing to do unless you have to fight. But if I have to, 1, 2, aggressive, okay, until the door's open. So from here, 1, move the same thing. I punch, punch, pump, pump, non-stop, 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 non-stop. Punching face, kicking groin, punching face, kicking groin, non-stop, bam, bam, non-stop. So to this unfriendly hug, bam, move, striking. When you're doing this, it feels nice, it feels comfortable. It doesn't register in your partner's brain, oh, I need to react to that. Part of what you're doing is you're training your nervous system to react. Okay, I feel that, I know how to react to that. I had a couple students in the same week when they were grabbed exactly the same way in different scenarios. Their reaction was immediately to release it, and they only trained it once. But they remember that. It was still fresh. Respond was able to prevent an escalation. They were able to release it and go about their day instead of turning that into an event. And how do you think they feel after being able to react? Empowered, right? And it's no longer a big deal. What could have been a big deal is no longer a big deal. That's what real self-defense is about, not the ability to fight. Your goal is to not fight. For that, you need to know how to kick ass. My partner is going to punch my palm. Okay, so we're not punching strong. If I'm raising my right hand, Viviana is punching right. Rising left, punching left. I'm always presenting one target, so I'm not holding both, reacting with precision. Right, left, right, left. If it's not your first class, you know what you're doing. Also hooks. If my palm is facing forward, right goes to right, left goes to left, and it's a straight punch. My palm is facing to the side, that will be a hook. Always left to left, right to right. Trying to de-escalate situations that, doesn't feel good. What most people do nothing because they don't know what to do. From here, same idea. I'm just here, redirect, step. I know you want to punch, but there's a difference between wanting and needing. You don't need to punch here, you want to punch. No need. Remember, after you punch, there will be consequences, right? There will be a reaction. I hold a little bit tighter. You cannot go in, duck under, go under. Go under. Do something that is unexpected. Don't be like, charge your body and like be super ready and like, from here now, of course I will do something else. I will move. When I see that you are planning something, I will change my reaction to you. The main thing is to not feel unequipped. When you feel equipped, you know that you can strike and your strike is effective. You know that you can use your voice. You're not shy to say no. You can reinforce your body and your language and your intentions. All three have to match. They have to connect. Don't confuse being polite with cooperating. Since when those two got confused? Those are two different things. You don't like it, you leave. You make sure you can leave. Even my son, who is 7 years old, if I try to kiss him or touch him, he said, don't touch me. And I tried to tell him, like, with father, it doesn't work. I said no, that if you touch me again, I will hit you. If he said no, I have to respect it. Everybody has to respect it. He doesn't have to say it twice. Why do you act any differently? It's not because he's a boy, he's violent. That's not violence, that's self-protection. Two different things. Some of your inclination is to turn your back, like to go here. Now you put yourself in a situation that is even harder. So look, from here, it's too hard, you cannot move it. Go for groin. Hit. Yeah. Less is more. Look. Nobody's saying that. So you choose the non-aggressive, it's this. You choose aggressive, then you go from groin here and strike, 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 strike. The same beginning, have different ending. Okay? Depends on what your objective. Your objective to fight or not fight. But you cannot do halfway. So if you start with fighting, but then you don't actually commit to the strikes, okay, then now we're in a fight. If you start fighting, go for it. If you have a doubt, there is no doubt. If you have a doubt about being like, you know what you're doing, it means you have a doubt. You want to fight? Fight. You must fight? No doubt. At this point, that's your way out. Nobody gets to save the day. They're like, today I'm going to need to fight like crazy. You just need to know you can, and then hopefully that day will never come. From here, I'm moving into a hug. Not yet hugging tight, but on my way. How do we react to that? Block, same thing as we did before. Block, but it requires a lot more movement. For now, let's practice the non-aggressive reaction, releasing, turning, and just like creating that space without saying no thank you. Look at the movement here. As soon as I feel it, I turn. To move my arm right now, she can still move in, right? Because I need to move towards the wrist. So look what I'm doing here. I turn, move to the side, I move myself. Now stay back. My body has to agree with my intentions. So like, stay back. I'm not going to be like, back. This is not convincing. Your no shouldn't be a negotiation, but if it's interpreted as a negotiable term, you need to make sure that you can enforce it. So, space, move away, same 90 degrees, okay? Stay back. Don't come near me. You don't have to be shy to say no. So it's the same as blocking. Now I'm here. You create the space, step away, creating space this way. Make sense? Starting with the arm doesn't work. Go under it and turn. Knees and knees and knees. I personally prefer that because the knees to the groin are not very likely to not work. They usually work and it's very hard to miss. So from here, I hold tight, turn, bum, 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 bum. So the movement from here, I turn, I go under, I go in, hold. One above the elbow, one under the elbow. Hold it tight like you care. Okay? Then knee, 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 knee. You're done. Punch. Kick goodbye. Leave. Now I grab my partner. Now I hold a little bit tighter. My partner now initiate. When you initiate, by surprise. If you want to punch, no need to release. The grip is a guarantee. You know what is a guarantee? She's not punching with this hand. Pump, pump. Now space. So with the free arm, 1, 2, out. Thank you very much for watching. You can like, subscribe, and make a comment. I promise to get back to you quickly.